What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants. No hate. So, here's some questions based on something that was said. And people are making noise about it now. So, anytime Wilder fanboys start making noise, at some point Wilder makes noise. Now, we're going to see what happens. As I said to you in the previous video, someone put out a video and was talking about how Wilder was being set up by Malik Scott for failure because Malik Scott has always wanted to see Wilder suffer and lose because Wilder beat him. Now, this person and now other people have access to that footage. I'm not home. I don't have my tablet here with me, and I don't need to really show it. It's not a big deal to show it. You can, go online and somebody else has it. A couple of people have it now. So what this is referencing is after the fight with Wilder and Zhang, Malik Scott made it his business to go over there and congratulate and hug Zhang before he goes and consults with his own fighter. Now, once again, you have to understand, when we're talking about being a good judge of character, we listen to Malik Scott, we listen to Deontay Wilder talk about more importantly, they have a brotherhood and they love each other like brothers. They have a great chemistry and they basically spoke very highly of each other, and they spoke of no problems in camp. Everything is full steam ahead, right? Well, I think that's disrespectful. Okay? I think that it's like, yeah, you run over there to go and congratulate the other team first. That's yeah. But once again, who hired Malik Scott? You remember that scene on the movie Harlem Nights when they was looking for Tommy Small's character in the movie, and the guy's telling them, hey, look, he wouldn't do that. I handpicked him myself, but he was costing them money. What was his name? Bugsy or Bug, whatever you say. You did handpick him, huh? So that makes this your fault. Huh? So remember, he came to hey, put your hand on the piano. And he's sitting there and he tells him, nobody ever steals from me. He told him, you ever bring a low-life son of a bitch like that around me again, I'll catch your throat, right? Bam! Slammed the top down and broke his hand. Why? You brought this motherfucker here. Okay. Wilder had Malik Scott in camp. He's been with him for a long time. He chose to make him his head trainer. He chose him. Okay. You can't control a person's emotions. So if a person has something against you, if a person is plotting on you, whatever it may be. Now, I'm not saying Malik Scott is. I'm not saying he isn't. I'm just saying I think that was some, screwed up stuff that he did. Yeah. But once again, who picked him? The funny thing is, I don't know Malik Scott personally, okay? And there's not much. I know he's a weirdo. He does a bunch of weird shit. Him and his weird ass woman, they do some weird shit. But when I said, and so many other people said, why would you pick a man that you basically blew out the ring in no time to be your damn trainer? If Wilder thinks Malik Scott has great knowledge of the sport and is a great trainer, it's probably simply because of his lack of having that knowledge and understanding. With everything that people are saying about Malik Scott right now, calling him a traitor, calling him two-faced, how would y'all feel if Wilder decides to keep Malik Scott on and continue to fight and keep Malik Scott as a trainer? How would you feel then? How? How would you feel? What if Wilder doesn't feel the same way you do? Then what? Do you then look at Wilder like something is wrong with you, right? Why would you keep this man on after what he did? Like, what else does Malik Scott have to do, in other words? What happens if Wilder, because I always forget, he got these two guys that's always speaking on his behalf, and one guy posted up a picture where it's saying, we're not done just yet, baby. So in other words, he's saying Wilder, I heard about a minute of his conversation, and it was like, all right, whatever. So basically what he's trying to say is Wilder's not retiring. Okay. Basically that's what he's saying. That's not what he's trying to say, that's what he's saying. Okay, but let me say this. Wilder has yet to say anything about Malik Scott. But see, when we point things out about Malik Scott, all the Wilder fanboys try to defend Malik Scott. Now, he goes up. Wilder just gets knocked out. He doesn't go over there to Wilder. Now, was he frustrated with Wilder? Because Wilder wasn't doing the things he was asking him to do in the corner? I don't know. Was he? He already got his ass whooped by Parker. So, I mean, if Malik Scott was he already, what I'm saying, Wilder says he's a good judge of character, right? Wilder says, you know something, you just know it. Why is it, once again, everybody else sees things or see people a certain way. Wilder just never sees it. So, yeah, I know people don't like to hold Wilder accountable for his own actions, but there's people I had in my life that I got rid of because I realized they were a cancer to me. They weren't there for me. In fact, there's people who I could see in their actions, and I understood certain people weren't loyal to me because they were my friends and they had love for me. The reason that they wouldn't cross me is because they know what the fuck I'd do to them if they did. So it was a fear of, this nigga get crazy when but it wasn't because of loyalty. And I saw and understood those things. You understand what I'm saying? And there's other situations that I know what I'm speaking of. So what I'm saying is I didn't beat around the bush. I got rid of these motherfuckers. I don't need or want you around me. You understand what I'm saying? Lose my fucking number. You see me, keep fucking walking. Don't acknowledge me. Simple. Somebody in the comment section, one of the family, in one of the videos put up, they think Derrick James would be a good trainer for Wilder. Once again, Derrick James, Calvin Ford, Ronnie Shields, Bomac, Floyd Mayweather's good at training people. Floyd has crazy knowledge. Once again, it only matters if Wilder is willing to listen and learn. I don't think Wilder, from watching him and listening to him talk, he doesn't have the ability to absorb the information the way he's supposed to. So if he's not going to listen, why would it matter? It won't. Let's not forget something, y'all. What's the first thing started coming out of people's mouth when Terrence Crawford did that demolition job on Errol Spence? Derrick James and Errol Spence got all the way to the point where he is unified champion, collecting one belt at a time, was dominating the division. He lose one fight. And what did the majority of people start saying? He needs a new trainer. Derrick James is an overrated trainer. Derrick James this and this and that. He wasn't giving them good instructions at the corner. Yo, he need to get rid of Derrick James. Errol Spence, who's a way better fighter than Deontay Wilder. Now imagine, just imagine, if their game plan, see, it's not just a game plan. The fighter has to have the ability. That's one thing people have to understand. You think a flat-footed fighter could fight like Ali? No, it just completely defeats the purpose if he's flat-footed, right? You think that a guy with no power can knock out guys the way Tyson, was? So you can't expect a person to be able to do something just because of the trainer that they have. You have to have the players. You have to have the players. You have to have the fighter. You have to have, and they have to understand, have the mindset. You know, Wilder doesn't know what he's doing in the ring. You can see he can't figure things out, right? So, what happens now if Wilder does continue to fight? I mean, we've seen Derrick James and Errol Spence split. We've seen Bullet and Garcia split. You know, we've seen, and you know, you had some people who just like you know, Joshua and McCracken wasn't a personal beef or nothing like that. You know, Ben Davis and Fury wasn't a personal issue, wasn't a beef or nothing like that. Where the others it was, where, you know, the trainers that, hey, them and the fighters, for whatever reason, business reasons, whatever, split ways. If people felt that Errol Spence needed to drop Derrick James and get a different trainer, who? I mean, just saying who, right? But if they thought that because they think Derrick James isn't a good trainer, right? Now, of course, the family that said it don't think that, because he wouldn't have said it, Derrick James. But imagine how many people would be against that notion, right? It doesn't matter what the people think, but my point, people were saying he was a shitty trainer. So why would he go get Derrick James, right? Wilder would need somebody that can get in his head and get him to understand the same way. Like I said, I don't think it was just one person with Anthony Joshua. It was all the experiences. And that's also, remember too, Derrick James was also with AJ, and he was also, you know, in touch with AJ. He was talking on the phone and whatever and giving him pointers. And so, yeah, I think Derrick James is another solid trainer. He had won a trainer of the year award and everything. So, yeah, I'm not going to take credit for none of them. I think they're all good trainers. But Wilder's ability to learn is the problem. Two, this is just another excuse for Wilder if he does continue to fight. And then he's going to end up saying he started to notice things about Malik Scott or something. See, because if Wilder feels that his reputation is on the line versus somebody else's, yeah, he'll drop that person. So, question is, when you cut all the grass so you can see the snakes and get rid of them, you didn't trust Mark Breland. Now, after you saw Malik Scott go over there and hug Zhang and congratulate them first before you. I mean, he hopped in the ring and went straight over to them. Do you think that you can trust, Malik Scott as well? So, if you can't trust the people that you think you can trust, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but as a parent, this is one of the things I always teach my sons. Everybody's not your friend. People will laugh and smile in your face and talk trash behind your back. Right now, where I work, I see a person, they talk so much trash about this one individual, but every time I turn around, they're in that person's car. They need help from that person. I wouldn't let a person help me if I didn't like them, if I had something against them. Call the person all kind of names and everything, but yet you're using them for favors. He's too ignorant to understand that. He's probably attracted to her and probably feels like he want to get up in them cheeks or something. You understand what I mean? Well, according to her, that's what he's trying to do. But, I don't get caught up and I'm like, hey, whatever. Like, I always hear them just, man, this idiot, this and that. But you're in his car. You're in his car. He's taking you home and taking you to work. Yeah. So, yeah, people use you. Now, why can't he see it? Because she acts different in front of him. She's nice to him in front of him, but behind his back, he's every kind of asshole in the book. Jackass, idiot, stupid, moron. He's a fool. So, I'm just saying, once again, we have a situation where people feel some kind of way about Malik Scott. And even listen, even for the fact that for people to not see him as a snake or whatever, but just the fact of him not being a good trainer, still Wilder obviously didn't see that, or he wouldn't have hired him as his trainer. Wilder's more like, see, Malik Scott understands me. Yeah, he understands that you want a yes man. He's going to tell you whatever you want to hear. So again, now we have a situation where he's right back to damn. You know, this man ran across there and hugged a guy that just knocked me out. Hey, listen, y'all. I don't know what Deontay Wilder feels about it. I don't know if he had anything to say about it. But I can tell you this. His fans are already talking about it. People who are not even big Wilder supporters, or not even Wilder supporters at all, are already talking about it. And they're like, yeah, man, this guy ran over there and hugged Zhang, and yeah, he did that. He did that. But my whole thing about it is, if Wilder decides to make this a storyline and start making excuses about, like, for example, when he said, when he was on 78 Sports, and he asked, 78 Sports asked him a simple question about, you know, do you want to talk about that whole situation about you and Anthony Joshua signing contracts prior to AJ's fight with Wallin and Wilder's fight with Parker? And he started, man, there's a lot going, talking about he don't want to fight, man. There's a lot going on, right? Well, Wilder could also manipulate that into a story. Now, it's not going to help him. He goes in there and get knocked the fuck out again. It's going to be, all right, Wilder, now what? What excuse now? Because basically, you know, you're running out of excuses. Now, he could say personal life with his ex or whatever. You know, Malik Scott was moving for anything. What people need to understand, though, is even if Wilder say that and his fanboys go, I knew something wasn't right with that nigga, I knew it. That doesn't help Wilder. And making excuses as to why he lost. See, do you guys still not see it? With all of the whole conversation from everybody talking about the fight, the one thing Deontay Wilder fans still won't say is the better man won. So they, as usual, are digging for excuses to say why he lost. Fact, Malik Scott running across the ring to hug Zhang had nothing to do with what Wilder did in that ring. So, bottom line is, the backstabbing talk comes from after the fight and what Malik Scott did. Now, Malik Scott simply just could be like, man, I just went over there and congratulated him, or whatever. Like, it's no big deal, right? If Wilder tries to use this as ammunition because he's desperate and he feel like I can't make excuses out of this and my minions still will believe me and stand with me, it's only going to be worse for Wilder. I have no faith in this guy. I believe Wilder goes in there with another top-level guy, he gets knocked the fuck out. And it doesn't matter if he comes into the ring with 25 trainers. He's just going to get his ass whooped with 25 people in the corner. It doesn't matter. Wilder, his mindset, his emotions, he's a very sensitive, emotional guy. And what this sport offers and what you have to do to get on top and then stay on top, it's not easy. So if people think because AJ had his reset and snap back that, the same thing is just going to happen for Wilder, you're talking about two completely different type of animals, man. And one of them is very skillful, very sharp, strong, fast, all of that. The other one isn't. So let's just put that theory to test, though. Let's look at the style of fighters that Derrick James has. Errol Spencer's a very good fighter. He's just not able to beat Terrence Crawford. Okay, he beat everybody else, top level guys. At this point, nobody thinks Errol Spence will win a rematch. You look at Frank Martin, you look at Jermell Charlo. Now, which one of them fight just like Deontay Wilder? The closest thing, and none of them, but the closest thing to Wilder in terms of discipline is Errol Spence, because once again, Errol Spence has said out of his own mouth he can box and jab and move and all of that stuff, but it's boring to him. So he's limited himself to, it's not important to me. So instead of having the discipline, learning to have the discipline where he can box when he needs to and bang and brawl if he needs to as well, and mix it up and transition back and forth to give different looks. Well, if he had that ability, who knows how the fight would have turned out between him and Crawford. But Errol Spence, just like most fighters, resorts back to what he knows when the fight gets tough. You guys think Wilder is just going to all of a sudden listen to Derrick James? Bo Mack, like you think he's going to just start listening to them? Ronnie Shields? No. There's a certain fear that fighters have. Remember I told you guys, I said Wilder don't even look confident. I can see it in his body language, in his face. And I told you. Remember when Anthony Joshua was being interviewed, and the interviewer asked Anthony Joshua what was his game plan going into the fight with Usyk? And remember, he was like, you got to talk to the trainers about that. Like that's like, he was angry because it was like he wanted to fight a different way, but his corner at the time was trying to get him to do something different. He never specified what it was. But clearly, he was saying, I went and did what the team asked me to do. And he made that clear, that I did what they asked me to do. So what he didn't say, but what he was alluding to was, look, man, I did things their way and I lost. Right? After the second loss to Usyk, yes, he fought a better fight in the second fight, but he still fought the wrong fight. It's the fighter that's in the ring. Once again, you make it sound like it's easy, right? Floyd Mayweather. Download your data. He see what you're trying to do. He see what you're good with. He see weaknesses, and he exploits all of it. And he takes away the thing that you do well. That's the school I was raised up in. So when people are saying, oh, this guy was this guy was that, no, it's easy to talk about what somebody can and can't do, but for those who know how to fight, those who've been in that ring and know what it's like, I can tell you, when guys get knocked out like that, right? Especially a guy, the difference with the mindset of a boxer and a puncher is, even if a boxer has punching power, the boxer does not rely on one particular skill that he has. It's all about combining it all. Once a brawler, especially a guy that can punch, gets hit, and their mindset is, I want to get my hit back, Errol Spence, they abandon anything else that they know just for the sake of landing that shot. Shane Mosley. Okay? So what ends up happening is, when you get in there and whatever game plan you had goes out the window because now you want to stand and make it a brawl. If you're losing that fight and your pride makes you feel like, if I switch up, people are going to think I'm scared of it, that's stupidity. You fight a boxer, you box a fighter. There's times you have to do both. You tell yourself, nah, fuck that. No, we're going to do this Mexican style. No, okay, you want Mexican style, so I give him Mexican style. Okay, well, you go in there and try Mexican style and get your ass whooped, and it take you to lose, then realize you should not have fought that way. Well, what happens if your corner man is telling you what to do, he's giving you the right instructions, and you're just not listening? So, it's, in all honesty, what's the guy's name? That Fulton. Fulton's a good fighter, but I said he wasn't on the same level as Inoue. So, the way he lost to Inoue, is he supposed to go get a new trainer now? Sometimes that works because they're able to add to what you're doing. Because what people fail to realize, the trainer is not trying to change you. The trainer is trying to, let's see what you already have. Let's try to sharpen it. Let's hide your weaknesses. And let's add some things to what you already know. Okay. You know what y'all got to remember about Wilder too? He has no footwork at all. Zero footwork. He's heavy-footed, slow-footed. And, you know, he used to have that little quick hop step backwards. But Wilder pretty much, he's there to be hit. And the only thing Wilder knows how to do when he gets hit is just cover up and stand, and it's no fighting back. The only time Wilder starts winging back, like when Zhang pinned him on the ropes and he started doing this shit, like literally doing this shit. Okay? Wilder does not have the tools. You don't think Malik Scott knows this about him? Like, just think. Malik Scott is his trainer. He talks like Wilder is the shit, right? It's his fighter. If Malik Scott was training someone to fight Wilder, you don't think he knows what Wilder's weaknesses are? Do you really think Malik Scott think Wilder's invincible? Do you really think Malik Scott thinks Wilder has no flaws? That Wilder is an all-around, well-skilled fighter? Do you think Malik Scott really thinks that? So, bottom line is, Wilder's in a position now of, and well, I don't know this, but people are making a big deal. Like I said, once his fan channel start talking, he always follow right into the storyline. So right now, let's say he's possibly in a position of feeling some type of way towards Malik Scott. What if they do split? What makes y'all so sure that this is better for Wilder? Because once again, y'all, it's not about what would be a good trainer for him. There's many good trainers, several good trainers out there. The point is, who is it that he will listen to? Why Wilder never decided to change anything about his style in the past? Once again, punching these little foam sticks and shadow boxing. That's all you ever see Wilder do. Then he throws that little skipping rope shit with them sloppy ass feet. And what you gotta understand is Wilder, he's an emotional dude, man. And if he's in a position right now where if he feels about Malik Scott the way other people are feeling about Malik Scott, that's not gonna go too well for him. Because that would mean, one, that relationship is severed, okay? It won't be just a business difference. It would be more than likely, man, fuck this dude, man. He over there shit. Now think about something. Wilder made accusations about Mark Breland. He poisoned my water. Something was wrong, definitely, and all this shit, and he said, and that. But remind you, okay? Let me remind you. Wilder's urine sample came back clean. There was nothing in his urine sample. Nothing. So, pretty much, people started talking like it was some magic potion. Basically, Breland gave him something that wore off before the fight, and all this stupid, just stupid stuff. Well, he made accusations about Mark Breland, but the video is basically all in the ring. You see Malik Scott hopping in, run over there, hug Zhang, and salute him and congratulate him. Now let's think about something, right? Remember when Michael Moorer wouldn't listen to Teddy Atlas, and Teddy Atlas told him, "If you come back to this corner not listening, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave, right?" And Michael Moorer came back to the corner. Teddy Atlas wasn't there to give him instructions, simply because he wasn't listening to him, right? And I've never seen a trainer do that before in a fight. Okay, so the next round, Michael Moorer goes out and starts doing what Teddy Atlas has been telling him to do all fight long. Now his tactic was weird and strange, but it got the results that he wanted. It could have been that Malik Scott, when Wilder got knocked out, Malik Scott might have been shot like this motherfucker. Like he may have very well felt like that and reacted off his emotion. So wait, I don't want to jump conclusions. I'm bringing awareness to this situation, and then we'll see what happens. It's like when AJ had his meltdown, and he took the belts and threw him out the ring. and he was saying to Usyk, how did you beat me? You're not strong. He was angry. Because why? I worked my ass off in the gym. I did everything that I can possibly do. And I still come up short. That's what AJ felt. Also, he said he didn't like a comment that Usyk made about him when he was asked about how does he see AJ as a fighter, and he just said AJ's athletic, as if he's not skillful, he's just athletic. That's how AJ took it anyway. But everybody made such a big deal. Now, of course, it was a bunch of AJ haters with the ha ha ha, LOL, sissy ass, childish, goofy shit. But it was one of these things, what I'm saying. Look at the way AJ was reacting. He realized he was wrong. He came back to the ring. He starts to raise Usyk's hand. He speaks on his behalf, and he salutes him as the champ. Okay, and he apologized for his behavior. People still was talking shit. Wanted to just, oh, look what he did. No, they don't talk about the apology part. They talk about just the fact he threw the belts out the ring and was frustrated. That's human nature, man. Shit happens. Now, look at where AJ was mentally at that point. And you had people who swear AJ was done. He'll never be the same again. I told you guys, the AJ that we see right now is the AJ that we're gonna get. It's him trying. Now, the thing is, can he perfect that style? Right? And I said, unless somebody, did I not say that? Did I not say, unless somebody can get in AJ's head and wake him the fuck up and make him snap back into what he was doing? It happened for him. But it was already there. Huh? You know what it reminds me of? The Last Dragon. You still have not seeked this master that you search. There is still one place you have not looked. It is there, and only there, that you will find the master. What was he telling them the whole time? It's inside of you. It's not no damn fortune cookie. Okay? It's not some dumb goy. That was the name of the place, right? The so-called wise bit of that restaurant. Some dumb goy. Right? They made it all up. So he's going on this mission trying to find the glow. He's trying to find this last piece of the puzzle so he can get the glow and all that, right? The whole time, it was him. So when he's fighting against Shonuff, and Shonuff is putting his head in the water. All right, Leroy, I'm gonna ask you one more time. Who's the one and only master? Finally, he stares at him and goes, I am. Catches his punch, and yeah. Now he realized the whole time, it's in me. It's always been in me. Now I have to tap into it. Now it's a movie. We could know that, but we know that concept, okay, of the movie. The point, the principle of it. When it's already there, okay? Like example, who could have trained Mike Tyson when Mike Tyson had his downside? Where Mike would have tapped to get him to really, like, Mike, look, you can still punch. You still have quickness. But what you have to start doing, right? You have to keep moving your head more. You have to be busier. And you have to be in the best shape, physically fit as you can possibly get, and conditioned. Because right now, with you being older, you understand what I mean? And we seeing the flaws, and we seeing you relying on nothing but power. You got to get back to what you were doing. Now, who can we sit here and say would have been able to fight, help train Mike and help him? Mike had good trainers. That's the whole point. People try to make it seem like Customato wasn't human or something. Like he just was some Einstein. Like, man, look, Mike Tyson got to a point where all he started depending on was power. The head movement would be there, but just momentarily. As soon as Mike starts getting hit, and it's like, damn, it's over. He could dish it out, but he couldn't take it. So Deontay Wilder, similar in that sense where he's used to doing things a certain way. He doesn't know how to switch up. So for Deontay Wilder, for him to have a trainer, and they're telling him, Wilder, this is what we need you to do. Basically, it's going to be everything that he neglected to do. This is not an easy process. It's just not an easy process. Especially for a guy who depends on a punch and have programmed himself to believe what applies to other fighters don't apply to me. So maybe Malik Scott have times where he's thinking about shit that Wilder say and do. Maybe they're having sessions and he's annoyed with Wilder. Now, I'm not at all justifying what he did. You know, guys are not stupid enough to think that I'm doing that. I'm just saying, maybe there is something inside of Malik Scott. Like, maybe there's some truth to it. But what Wilder don't need to do is go, you know what? This whole storyline could be my saving grace. You know what? Fuck Malik Scott. Because I'm telling you right now, it's about showing and proving in the ring. AJ went through his down period, and AJ still was trying to fight nothing but the top guys. And my whole thing was, it doesn't make sense for you to do that if you're not improving. So I said, AJ no longer has belts, just like Wilder doesn't have belts. It's nothing wrong if he steps aside and say, you know what, let me work on some new things. Let me, because the whole thing was I need to get my confidence back. So for AJ, it was a thing of, okay, if he's going to do that, fine. But the things that he's working on, right, won't work against the top level guys if your heart is not there. So even if you take lesser opponents and do it, your confidence will be up momentarily. Why? Or through after that fight. But when you get back in there with top level dudes, if what you're doing isn't working on these guys because you're holding back, the confidence won't be the same. Why? You'll be just as frustrated as you was fighting Usyk, because now the things that you were used to doing wasn't working anymore. But it was never because AJ wasn't fighting top level competition. See, there's so many differences between AJ and Wilder. But Wilder, him being that emotional, sensitive guy, yeah, man, he doesn't take things well. He always, remember that, I don't like people playing my emotions. Like, he's crying in tears because of another man is not going to know what it's like to be a father. Like, he's a very emotional guy, man. So for Wilder, and he even admitted about going into depression, yet, remember how his fanboys was oh man, he been for that. I forget the guy's name that was saying that he think Wilder is going through depression. I think it's irresponsible. Blue Blood was the one with I think it's irresponsible for this guy to say that Deontay Wilder is going through depression because has he diagnosed him? Like, bro, it's not that deep to understand somebody going through depression. It happens to us. But you see, the problem is, it's always, let's find something to blame as to why Wilder can't get over the hump, why he lost that fight. Why, right? So when I sit here and take the time to break these things down to you, when other people who are being honest take the time to break these things down to you, but you guys keep making up excuses and trying to find something, it's always a but. It's always, you guys got to look at things for what they are. Obviously, you guys not as confident in what you're saying as I am in what I'm saying. I'm looking at what I see. You guys are looking at what could be. No, we don't need to look at what could be. Why? If you look at what Wilder had to work with, man, you guys, look, when you say Mark Breland's not a good trainer, you got to be able to point out things he taught Wilder that was wrong. Not the fact that Wilder won't listen to him to overlook that, because that's what you guys are overlooking, right? Wilder never ever said anything was wrong with Mark Breland's teaching and training. Wilder's thing was him calling him Two-Face, a backstabber, working with the enemy. Okay, so there's no way that he can say those things about Mark Breland and not feel worse about Malik Scott at this point. No way. So we'll keep our ears to the street and listen to what's going on, because truthfully, now, I'm not into this for the drama of it. It's just, see, the state of mind that Wilder needs to be in. Well, you talk about, like, listen, example, was it Malik Scott that was talking about the savagery is back? I mean, yeah, he promised to knock out Wilder's going to brutalize Zhang. Right. Wilder also promised the same thing. You got to understand, Wilder's not the most honest person in the world either. And once again, when this man tells you they complained about things I did to people and said to people, so they ran my name through the mud, all in his feelings and sensitive. No, we don't like the dumb shit that you say. As far as what you've done to people, what? Who complained because you knocked out Robert Hellenius? Is that what I mean? That doesn't even make any sense. That's like up there with that whole Ryan Garcia talking about, I'm just trying to save the kids. The fuck? Like, what are you talking about? Because of things you've done to people? What did you do to people? You talking about those meatballs that you knocked out? What do you mean by that? So, for Wilder to say that and told the people he's promising a KO, he's going to do this and that to Zhang, you will see, I promise, you will see what I'm talking about come fight night. Where was it? When I told you guys, right, and I'm reiterating these things in this video because I want you guys to remember, I told you guys, Wilder's not going to come in there, try to fight forward, go on the front foot, and try to push Zhang back. He's going to lay back and try to wait like he normally does. His usual style. But the whole thing with Zhang, like we said, is if his gas tank is tested. What did I not tell you guys? Did I not say if that fight goes 12 rounds, that more than likely means it's going to be a boring fight? There's no fucking way that two big punches is going to go from round 1 to round 12 when you got that kind of power, right? Like people are saying. We know Zhang can bang. We know Wilder has the right hand, but Wilder landed that right hand several times and Zhang went nowhere. Nowhere. Can you not understand? Like, you see people flip-flop. When Devin Haney went to the corner, when he fought Lomachenko, and he said to his father, he said, it's like he knows what I'm going to do before I even do it. He's like, he got me figured out. People, hello. I'm like, you guys are some real straight little bitches. What the fuck is so funny? Devin Haney was fighting a true veteran and Lomachenko. Lomachenko's a smart fighter. And you know what? Bill gave him the right fucking information, too. That's what the fuck your cornerman is for. Stupid. What's so Ella? Yo, this motherfucker went in the corner, telling his father he's like, you know what I'm gonna do before. Okay, yeah, he did say that. What the fuck is the joke? Stupid. Man, people are such clowns. Like, okay, that was funny. That was like all of a sudden like that was a con. That was a bad thing on Devin for whatever stupid ass reason. But at the same time, right? Wilder's in the corner. Malik Scott yelling at him to do this, do that, telling you, man, you got to this. He's not listening to Malik Scott. Where's the jab? Did not tell you guys the most important thing for Wilder is going to be his jab and his movement. Did I not say that? Keep distance, just be patient, but he needs the jab and work off it. Make Zhang move around that ring and don't be flat-footed. If Zhang is moving and trying to catch up and Wilder just moving, but the problem with Wilder, like I said, he has no footwork. But he's going to have to keep moving. He doesn't need to stand there with Zhang and try to bang with him. Did I not say that? He needs to move. And if Zhang is not able to catch up to him and Zhang gets careless and start reaching, Wilder can, and Wilder can counter him without overcommitting. See, these are things we talked about. But I said, I don't believe in Wilder's footwork. The thing with Zhang is, if he gets tired and Wilder tries to capitalize, that could work. But again, Wilder was tired. He was exhausted when he fought Fury the second and the third time. He got tired before the final bell rang. We've seen Zhang get tired against Urkovich. We've seen him have, he's a big dude. But Wilder's lack of technical savvy is why I said it was an uphill battle for Wilder in the first place, right? So now, if you look at the way the fight went, did Wilder come forward throwing bombs like everybody thought he was going to do? Or did he do what I said? Fight on the back foot, try to be patient and wait, and try to take Zhang into deep waters. But for him to take Zhang into deep waters, he has to be popping that jab upstairs, downstairs. Don't be predictable with the right hand. But that's what Wilder always does. So Wilder did nothing different. It was the same fucking Wilder. This imaginary trainer that's going to come out, snap his finger, and all of a sudden Wilder just, oh, it clicked. I got it. Oh, yeah, now I'm a badass. So I'm saying that to make the point. The instructions Malik Scott is giving him in the corner, right? Wilder himself should know, I need the jab. I need to keep working and keep moving and make this big man suck wind, trying to chase me around, make him get desperate so I can counter him. But when Wilder tried to go in the attack in that fourth round and he was throwing them hard shots and Zhang didn't go anywhere, I feel like that took something out of Wilder inside. Like, damn, this motherfucker keep coming. He keeps coming, right? If Malik Scott's in the corner getting frustrated with Wilder at this point, and he sound frustrated, he sound like he was angry at him. It's like, come on, man, yo, listen to it, right? So, once again, no, what he did was some dirty shit. That definitely was some shady shit. Go over there and hug the other fucking guy. I know how my son would feel. I love my son. The other team, you know, it's one thing if I'm going to the court and they're standing right next to me and they come to shake my hand. I mean, no, but for me to go over and walk to them and I'm hugging everybody, even if it's the same team, I'm walking up, hugging all my, nah. My son comes first. You know, so your brotherhood with Malik Scott, again, man, you know that old saying, man, you sure know how to pick them. You picked them. Now you're the victim. Yeah. And you tried to rub it in Mark Breland's face. You know what? Mark Breland, to this day, have not gotten in front of a camera and talked shit about Wilder. To this very day, he's not said nothing derogatory about Wilder. He won't even get into those conversations. But Deontay Wilder says one thing. Like, remember when he was talking about all these other fighters changing teams? I got the same team I started with and all. And then all of a sudden, bye-bye, Mark Breland. You put the heebie-jeebies on me. Yeah. You put you poisoned my water. You over there working for the enemy. You're an agent. You took pictures with all this shit that he was saying. We never saw any of that. So I'm pretty sure Wilder seen this footage. I don't know. Was Wilder watching when he was in the ring? Did he notice it? I don't know. But if there's any tension, and there's going to be changes, people, Wilder turns 39 years old. October 22nd, I think. 22nd or 25th. Okay? Keep that in mind. He just fought, and it's June, right? They fought it's past Saturday. Okay. Yeah. They fought on the 2nd, right? Or the 1st. They fought the 1st, June 1st. Okay, so that man's birthday is 4 months, just say 4 months from now. You think Wilder's going to jump in the ring in 3 months' time, 4 months' time? No. Now, does he fight Jared Anderson like the Saudis wanted him to? Are the Saudis even interested in him right now after Zhang knocked him out? So, don't you think it would make more sense if they said, all right, now what do they want to do with Jared Anderson? You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't necessarily mean because Zhang won, they're going to say, okay, Zhang versus Anderson now. I don't know. Because they could, and then let's see what Jared can do if they're trying to find the next American heavyweight to push. I don't know if, and I feel like the Saudis are smart enough to know I would like to have a champion from Russia, whatever weight class. I like to have a champion from America. I would like to have a champion, from the Philippines, whatever. Like, so everybody is watching their product. But if Wilder, which I don't think he's going to fight in the next 3-4 months. So let's just say the next time Wilder gets in the ring, he'll be 39 years old. Wilder said himself he want to retire at 40. Wilder's not going to push the pace and start fighting 3-4 times a year. If he gets another trainer, it's definitely going to be a longer process than 3-4 months. Even with Malik Scott, the fight's not going to happen before another fight's not going to happen before he's 39 years old. So at the end of the day, right, even for the people that say they think Wilder should retire, that doesn't mean he's going to. But does he want to fight Jared Anderson? Does he want to take an easy touch? If him and Malik Scott are not meshed together, right? And like, see, the whole thing, what I'm saying is, what people got to understand, with Mark Breland and with Malik Scott, there's been no change in Wilder. He just fights the same way. That's why I tell you guys, his best performance, in my opinion, was against Chris Arreola. And if you go look at that fight, look at how many times he was throwing the jab. Everything was the jab, the jab. I thought maybe he forgot he even had a right hand. He threw the jab all night, upstairs, downstairs. He was constantly moving. That's the way he needed to fight Zhang. The way he fought Chris Arreola. That's the way, that's how he should have fought Zhang. Wilder is not confident that he can compete with these top-level guys. Malik Scott said he loved the idea of him fighting Zhang, right? Because it's going to bring the best out of Wilder, and this and this and this. And Wilder talked all this shit. He promised all this. Right now, you talking about you want the body on your record to get all this shit. Oh, the Saudis want this. No, the Saudis don't care about all that goofy shit. They want you to perform in the ring. So, case in point, y'all. Friendships come to an end. Business relationships sever too. So it's not like if it comes down to Wilder and Malik Scott separating, that it's going to do Wilder any good. Which is what people are alluding to. Like, oh, if he had this trainer or that trainer, that doesn't mean Wilder's going to become a better fighter. And look, he's not going to become a better fighter. And for him to be active and move and understand what he needs to do, if Wilder right now was to sit down and watch his fight with Chris Arreola, okay, I don't know if maybe he has. I don't know. But if he sat down right there, and let's say he had Bomac, and Bomac said, hey man, listen, even though Derrick James is more hard-nosed than Bomac stylistically, the fighters that he trains still are good boxers. You see what I'm saying? But if Bomac was to sit and say, Wilder, I'm training you, right? And you see this fight here with Chris Arreola? This is how I want you to fight from now on. And we need to work on, everything. But this is what I want from you. Your jab is the most important weapon. Do you think Wilder has it in him to actually do it again? Because that was his typical style anyway. That was his usual, that's the way he fought. But that performance, he kept the jab out. Chris Arreola was never able to really plant his feet and get the shots off that he wanted. And Wilder just kept moving, and throwing the jab upstairs, downstairs, kept moving. Wilder has been reduced to backing himself into a corner and just put his hands up high. Wilder looks more... Look, even when he fought Helenius, what's the first thing he started doing? Backing up. He didn't go at Helenius. He's backing up. Helenius comes in there carelessly, got caught with a right hand and went down. Okay? But the reality is, when you get those quick knockouts like that, and in your mind you think, next person, I'm going to do the same thing. When it doesn't happen, and you don't have another gear to go into, and you have a trainer that ain't worth a shit on top of that, right? You can't think this is going to be some Thanos snap. Wow, oh shit, guess what? I'm a bad motherfucker now. What did he say at the press conference? You will see. Come fight now. You will see what I'm talking about. And talk about how the savagery is back. He did a lot of shit talking. Fuck all the only trying to sell the fight. No, he did a lot of shit talking. But I told you, he didn't sound confident. He sounded confident when he fought Joseph Parker. This motherfucker was in the mall. Early setback, following around like his little puppy, like a little lap dog, following him all over the mall in Saudi. Remember that? Wilder was shopping and chilling. Yeah. He thought for sure he was going to knock out Joseph Parker. Why? Because Joseph Parker had looked like he'd been on a decline for a while. Joseph Parker is not the same fighter either. So the best version of Joseph Parker is not even what Wilder got. But what Joseph Parker has is better than Wilder. Once again, Malik Scott was very vocal and talking about how Joseph Parker's a good dude, man. I remember you took me on the road with him, had me up in the hotel, paid for my hotel and all this, my airplane, my airline ticket and all that. But hey, man, look, business comes first. Wilder's going to knock him out. No, he talked all of that. Wilder talked all of that. And you got to understand what I'm saying. Remember me talking about it's bad enough. Remember the video I made when I said it's bad enough? Wilder's like a dumbass answering questions and talking about Anthony Joshua. This man is fighting Joseph Parker. Now to make it worse, the blind is leading the blind. Dumbass Malik Scott stand up here talking about AJ. And you saw the video. Malik Scott sends a harsh warning to Anthony Joshua. Fuck. Why y'all? Where's that guy that goes, hey, listen, man, I'm gonna need you to focus on AJ. All right? I mean, on Parker. Fuck AJ right now. We're not getting in the ring with AJ. We're getting in the ring with Joseph Parker. Fuck Anthony Joshua. Did I not say that? And I said this dude rolling with this fucking clown. He wasn't even a good fucking fighter. Remember, some idiot came in my comment section talking about, well, Bullet wasn't a good fucking trainer either. Fighter either, but he's doing a great job with Raleigh. If you call what Bullet has done with Raleigh a great job, you're a great dummy. So, yeah, there was always somebody talking shit, trying to make a fucking point, but they're not even making a point. So, with all of that being said, we've been saying from day fucking one, Wilder should never have got Malik Scott as his trainer. From day one. But all you fucking Wilder fans that want to come running to his defense, once again, because Wilder validated Malik Scott, you guys accepted Malik Scott. But when we're pointing these things out, is always people want to get offended, getting their little bullshit, sissy-ass feelings, like as if we care. But they always want to do that and try to defend somebody. See how quick y'all now, all of a sudden, man, fucking Malik Scott, man, he traded on what? Now, did I not tell you guys? Did I not say, if Wilder loses this fight, the blame is going to be Malik Scott, Eddie Hearn, right? It's not going to just be the better man one. It's going to be some bullshit. Did I not fucking say that? It's going to be bullshit all over again. So for Wilder, you're too old to go in the ring fighting tune-ups. You're too old to go in the ring. Matter of fact, you're not in a position to risk fighting a tune-up. Because if that tune-up beats you, and that shit can backfire. Like, he just lost. Frank Sanchez just lost. That's about as low as Wilder should go. Because even though Frank Sanchez lost, he has respect on his name. But Caballero just tore his ass up that night. And he looked like shit. Now, they're both coming off losses. Wilder, if you're going to continue to fight, that's a great matchup for you. Because even though dude is far more, he's more skillful than Wilder, he looked like shit that night. And Wilder, hey, who knows what type of frame of mind that Frank Sanchez is in. Now, still thinking Frank Sanchez, if he's on, unless Wilder knocks him out, he may knock Wilder out. But Caballero, he did the goddamn job. That's all. Now, that being said, does he do this with or without Malik Scott? Because once again, y'all, he gets a new trainer. He's not fighting in the next 3-4 months. He's not fighting until after his birthday. Trust that. So he might not even fight again this year. To be honest with you, he might not even have another fight this year. The AJ fight is off the table. So it's not about just fighting, trying to keep it. No, Wilder, look, the type of money Wilder want, now his stock has went way down. So he's not even going to get close to what he was asking for. And this man was just talking about $100 million. So, with or without Malik Scott, I say Wilder's finished. Plain and simple, he's finished. And if he goes in there and gets knocked the fuck out with the new trainer, the people saying he need a new trainer, you guys are going to end up saying some goofy shit like, you know what happened though? He just got with this trainer, and I think the fight with this guy was too soon. They should have gave it more time. And so which is it? Wilder's finished, man. Wilder's done. He's finished. I don't give a fuck if he fights again. He's finished. He's done. He's not top level, and he won't be satisfied until somebody knock the rest of his teeth out and he have to get complete partials all up, because the dude is done. He's done. And I'm telling you guys who claim that you care about him so much, if he tries to use this Malik Scott shit as a storyline and making it as an excuse that his confidence wasn't there, that's part of why he lost a lot of love for the sport, because the people he loved and he thought loved him stabbed him in the back, or he felt some kind of way about them. He wasn't sure about them. Anything other than, hey, look, man, I just lost the fight. Simple. Zhang was the better man. That's all. And move on. Because why? He's never going to put the blame on himself and understand what he needs to do differently. It's always going to be, I lost because of this guy. I lost because of that guy. I told you there's a channel where somebody is saying that Wilder claims that Zhang sucker punched him. No, Wilder, you got punched in your fucking nose. You turned your back and started running away, and you said something to the ref. Zhang did nothing wrong. You turned your back during the fight. The ref didn't tell you guys, sending you guys to neutral corners or anything. No, the ref didn't. No, there wasn't even a clinch. So yeah, Zhang ran behind you and punched you in your fucking face again. Protect yourself at all times. So if Wilder actually did say that, that's already an excuse from his mouth. You saw what he did when he was giving the decision. Why would you clap for someone that sucker punched you? It's like when you clap for Fury and then all of a sudden gave us 3 years of Glovegate. You understand what I mean? Called the man a cheater. Fuck, I'm a clap for a cheater for. And the thing is with me is people make it like it's so complicated, but I made better decisions than Deontay Wilder when I was a fucking teenager. And I'm talking 13, 14. I knew who the fuck my friends was, and you learn lessons in life, but I always had backbone. And certain things you just don't allow yourself to get caught up in. So right now, Wilder, I think mentally too, it's a healing process. Plus, even the fact, okay, he's with a new chick, going through breakups and all that kind of shit. Him and his brother beefing, they not talking. So, you understand what I'm saying to you? There's a lot of shit, a lot of baggage that he has that if he don't get this shit out of his system, once again, it doesn't matter who trains him. I don't give a fuck. Everybody thought running to Emmanuel Stewart was the move when he was alive. Right? You see his nephew was doing well with Tyson Fury. You always had different combinations of people. I mean, hell, look at Angelo Dundee and the type of guys that he trained. From Ali to Ray Leonard to Greg Page. Shit, he came to the ring with George Foreman. He was in George Foreman's corner at some point. George Foreman fights nothing like the type of guys that Angelo Dundee is used to training. People thought Foreman might have came out better with Lou Duva, and I said, man, it's not even about that. Because that Foreman's another guy that fights everybody the same fucking way. And if you don't get out the way of those clubbing shots, if he catch you and knock you, Foreman can get you out of there, you know. But Foreman didn't lack heart and skill. Now, he wasn't the most skillful dude. He was a big, hard-hitting, you know, but George don't sleep on his skill. George was smart. George knew what he was doing. George was smart. But stylistically, who would have thought Angelo Dundee was going to be, you know, training him for any fight? You understand what I'm saying to you? But George, you know, he proved himself, and George went in there and he did his thing, man. And disappeared, came back at 30, 37, whatever it was when he came back, mid late 30s. But he came back and he started doing what he had to do. Being able to absorb the information and then implement it. Those are two different things. And you have to have the ability to do both. I think with that, like I said, with or without Malik Scott, Wilder's done. Simple. But if Wilder goes out and get another trainer and he loses again and you guys make excuses, that's still not helping him. A lot of people is still overlooking the point of where Wilder stands, even from him choosing the people around him. Look at how everything then happened. Like, example, y'all think that's fucked up? What Malik Scott did to Wilder, right? Y'all don't think it's fucked up that Wilder fucked his brother's girlfriend? Y'all don't think it was fucked up when Wilder said he wanted to fight at cruiserweight and he wanted to fight his brother? Like, you understand? Like, yeah. Y'all don't think it was fucked up when that man said what he said about staring a kid in the eyes? While his father's body on the floor twitching, dying? So, this is still a grown-ass man. And my thing is, once again, he's a victim of his own decisions. You chose that dude, man. You chose him. You spoke like Malik. That's your homie. That's your age, $5 and all y'all. Coochie crunch. So, I say we wait and see where this goes before we start digging, because I don't want to talk about it anymore until I hear something from Wilder or Malik Scott. Why? Because if this friendship is severed, I'm not focused, like I said, on the drama. It's if Wilder's going to continue to fight. Now, who's his new trainer going to be? Right? When does training camp start? And who's next on the list? He will not fight before the end of this year. He will not fight this year if he has a new trainer. And even with Malik Scott, he still might not fight until 2025. Still, more than likely won't fight until 2025. More than likely. Wilder has too much to work on. If Wilder's not, and let me ask y'all this. Okay, it's a rhetorical question. If Wilder makes no change, does it make any sense for him to jump back in the ring 3-4 months from now anyway? Or at all? Because he's going to keep making excuses as to why he's losing. And Wilder, in all honesty, doesn't even need boxing, according to his own words, right? I'm very successful outside of boxing. I made some smart investments and stuff. Okay, so you don't need boxing. So why are you sticking around? Just to get beat up some more? And listen, I haven't heard him say a word about Malik Scott and vice versa. Don't get your hopes up high because of what these channels are saying. Which you shouldn't anyway. I don't even know why the fuck y'all care that much, but if Wilder chooses to stay with Malik Scott and you hear this and y'all, yeah, but he, no. The same way how Wilder and his fanboys can't just say Zhang was the better man, y'all need to stop this babying shit and, you know what? It's Wilder's fault. Wilder's doing this to himself. What was we saying about Terrence Crawford being with Top Rank? What was we saying? Why does he even stay with these guys? He sued them. He said they were racist. They had no black people in the office. Bob Arum openly disrespected him. He openly disrespected Bob Arum. What are you doing? Why are you there this long? How many times it would Tank Davis, man, I don't know if it's even real with Tank Davis because he's so full of bravado, man. But bottom line, there's always somebody, people that they don't think is a good fit. The chemistry's not there, or the person is not getting better. They're not improving as a fighter, right? They're not getting the right fights. And people keep blaming the same way. Blaming Floyd, blaming Leonard Ellerbe, blaming Al Heyman, not blaming Tank. Not blaming Tank. So this isn't, it's like, yeah, it's multiple fighters you hear me talking about and having similar situations. So once again, man, this is your choice. So if you being with Floyd's on Floyd's team, if Floyd is a scumbag, why the fuck are you dealing with Floyd? If Leonard Ellerbe is a scumbag, why are you dealing with him? If Al Heyman is a shiesty scumbag, why are you dealing with them? Why don't you go take your talent elsewhere so they can't hold you back anymore? Because that's what the accusations is. They held Tank Davis back. They're the reason he won't fight Lomachenko. No, it's not them. It's Tank. Tank has the final say-so. Not Floyd. Not Ellerbe. No, they don't have the final say-so. Tank does. I want to fight Lomachenko. No. Okay? He's fighting Frank Martin, right? All right, then. Would you rather see Frank Martin And Tank, or would you rather see Lomachenko in Tank? Or Shakur Stevenson in Tank? So this is what I'm saying. Accountability and all of these things that's been going on. If Wilder has come to the conclusion that Malik Scott's not his friend, he's a backstabber, so be it. But one thing Wilder need to do is focus on himself. If you feel the need to get rid of Malik Scott, okay, cool. So now that's 2 trainers that you didn't went through. What were y'all saying about Anthony Joshua? Too many trainers, right? Okay. I just don't believe, I don't have any faith in Wilder. He's done. He showed me nothing. I've been seeing the same things. Let's look at my track record with Wilder, y'all. With all these motherfuckers, but let's look at it. Because everything I speak about, this shit comes into fruition. I'm not talking about fight opinion so much. I'm talking, just look at, I don't know why it's so hard for a lot of people, but it's really not. It's really not. It's like watching somebody build a house, right? You got the common sense to know you don't build the attic first. You don't build the second and first floor first. You start from the fucking base. You start the attic, the first room. Yeah, there's a crawl space or a basement. And you build it up. You have to build it properly. Not the way you want to. How it's supposed to be done. Otherwise, you're going to make this stupid fucking door. What's wrong? It's too wide for the frame. Well, motherfucker, you're the one cut the door. So cut it again. You did that. You hired Malik Scott. You fired Mark Breland. So who's next? I don't know where this is going to go, but we'll just see. Deontay Wilder and Malik Scott. Don't know how they feel about each other. I know that celebration, running over there, celebrating with the other team, you know, hugging that's definitely not a good look, and I wouldn't respect that either. But once again, Deontay Wilder has yet to say anything. Malik Scott has yet to say anything. So we can only go by what we saw. And I'm not going to have any other channels persuade me to believe anything different other than what we saw. So I don't know. I'll be here just like the rest of you guys. Like I said, keeping our ears to the street to hear what's going on. But I don't even want to hear from his friends or associates. Wilder, if he feels some kind of way and he decides he wants to speak on it, then he does. I'm not, oh, yeah, I got it. No. Bottom line, it has to come from him. Because we done heard people, and we've heard people, many people from his little camp sit there and lie and say things that definitely wasn't true, but spoke like it was. So, and if it happens, it happens. Whatever. They stay together, they do. If they don't, they don't. But once again, the reality is, Wilder's fucked either way if he's not willing to learn and able to learn. And I just don't see him being capable to download the right things. It's just not there. It's not. It's too late. It's just too late. It's too late. And it's funny to me because y'all went from saying Anthony Joshua don't have a chin, right? All these other fighters y'all claim don't have a chin. Wilder gets knocked out. Yo, Zhang a big dude. Oh, I've been telling you guys he was big and can punch. I've been telling you guys that. Oh, but he's too big. No, stop. If that's the case, Fury's too big too. So whatever happened to Wilder and Fury and all these guys at AJ, they're too big for Ali and Holyfield. Whatever happened to that? Right? No. And the fact that the excuse about Wilder's weight against Parker, he was too small. That's not a good weight. Or after they claim that's his unbeatable weight, right? Yeah. So they resorted to using, oh, I wasn't active. The things he said he wasn't going to use as an excuse out of Wilder's own mouth, he used as an excuse. Inactivity. Then they talk about it wasn't the right weight. He was too light. Stop it, man. Stop it. So, yeah, man. Once you understand what you have to do, it's just like me in life. I learned you can get on your knees and pray all day. You can have people come and give you words of encouragement. It doesn't matter. You can stand and hold hands in a circle. Nothing's going to fucking change for you until you go make effort. So that's when you got to look and say, what is it that I need to do to make things change? Once you start doing that and you implement that knowledge that you get, that's when things change. So, sitting here crossing your fingers, hoping and wishing on the star that this magical trainer's going to come around and no, people, it's all about what you are willing to do. Malik Scott may very well have something against Wilder inside. And it could just be simply, man, this motherfucker doesn't listen. He could be frustrated. It could be a couple of things. It could be several things. But you're not going to make yourself really try to sit there and make yourself believe from day one he had this thing against Wilder to want to see Wilder lose. And y'all telling me Wilder's too fucking stupid to see this shit? None of us was saying that. So I'm not going to say and start repeating it just because other people are saying it. None of us was saying that. I said he just suck as a fighter. And I heard him giving instructions to Wilder in the corner, and I don't see him as a good trainer. I just don't see it. But now, after what he did, that might just seal the deal with that incident alone. Because I don't know if there's been incidents with him and Wilder. But if y'all want to believe all this, like they're bosom buddies, and I mean, because outside of training, do you ever see videos of Wilder and Malik Scott out chilling somewhere and all that? Yet they talk about the brotherhood, right? All right, so just saying. You know, it's not about pulling the bravado for the cameras. It's about what's real. Does Malik Scott get X'd off? Hey, I'm putting the question out here now before we even get the information. Does Wilder cut Malik Scott and get a new trainer and continue to fight? Or does he continue to fight with Malik Scott? If he chooses to stay with Malik Scott, how do you view Wilder for that? If he lets go of Malik Scott, do you have faith in him that even if he gets Derrick James, Bo Mack, Calvin Ford, Floyd Mayweather, which I don't know why the fuck you turn that shit down, but if he does get any one of them, do you have faith that he will actually listen to them? He's about to turn 39 years old. He's been fighting the same way his whole career. Talk to me in the comment section. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.